morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friends. Welcome to the market here at SpartanTrading.com. Know the data. Let's see what happens here. Um, it's funny. I mean, and I was telling this to there's literally no rhyme or reason. A lot of stuff we see. I can't explain it. Whatever. So, anyways, what do I know? What do we know? Look, it's still sustainable growth. BTFD, things come in, it's gonna be okay, don't. It's just remarkable. Let me show you this. This is just, what is this? This is, not that. This is remarkable. 75% of the top 500 years are expected to deliver margin expansion. Expansion. It's good. I mean, and that tells the tape right there. I mean, yeah, whatever, the liquidity is a little bit of a problem, and if you want to call it balancing, whatever, growth value, there's certain things that we know, okay, and certain things that we don't know. It's the economy stupid. I mean, look, to get 2 cuts, something we don't want it, but if it happens, it happens. I mean, that's just the reality, as we stand, right? Overnight, what's going on? We got a lot of data that came out, but it was the jolts. That was that, anyways. Look, there's a lot of people. This job narrative is complex, and it's complex for a lot of reasons. But if you're in your mid-50s and you've done well, okay, a lot of people would cut back, right? But if you're on a fixed income, it's a different narrative. I mean, there's the divide between those that do and those that don't, I think, is getting wider and wider and wider. And I think that's something we have to talk about, think about, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, day to day, what am I going to tell you? Here's a build on the crude side. Industry index, this is out of Australia. Bank services PMI softer. Construction index, I mean, we're seeing across the board and softening. And this to me is like a leading indicator, right? Services PMI final was higher than expected out of Japan. And then GDP growth 0.1, 1.1. Capital expenditures contracting, chain price index higher. So, we float around this narrative. Okay. Soft landing, sweet spot, whatever. Deflation, inflation, stagflation, recession, all these things we talk about. Okay. We don't know. We literally don't know. Okay. We do know that there is a ton of cash in money markets, like 6 trillion, and that Tommy Boy talks about that. But the only thing that allows that to come off the sideline is interest rates, right? And basically seeking higher yield, right? And it's not there yet. It's literally not there yet. So anyways, that's my story morning, Molly. All right, India, PMI, got knocked down. I bought some more, knocked down. Not for today, but 5, 10 years down the road. Right? Retail sales, German services PMI final, revised up. Right? This is UK, all that stuff. Bond 7-year, 2.55 higher, 3-month, 6-month bills. 30-year mortgage rate, 707. So expensive. The application's down. I mean, look, if you're gonna buy a house, Most people who are buying a house will pay cash for it, right? It's kind of the same thought process with the, these car loans, 7-8%. Industrial production out of Brazil, notable. Month-over-month, but year-over-year. I don't know about that, but consumer confidence, Mexico, it's often. So there's a lot of things that are kind of squishy. Talking about Canada loan rates, you can't. Canada's a different narrative per se. There's a lot of things floated about, in terms of, debt on the books, loans, this, that, yada, 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 the balance sheet, the health, it's pretty damn hard, at least from the balance sheet side, to get all twisted up, right? So we'll see how things play out. But anyways, we got the unemployment numbers coming out. See how that goes. The fact that the last two Fed heads who have talked have basically been, look, they're pivoting around this 2%. And the reason is they, in order for us to get to 2%, some really bad things have to happen. So that 2%, la la land, in reality, with quantitative easing, I don't see us going back to it. We've talked about this for so long, and I embrace those Fed heads who are finally saying, yeah, CrowdStrike, wow, HPE, Puppy swore about this one, nice, that worked out well. Stitch Fix, I'm in that worked out well. Dollar Tree, not much yet. So, we continue to see billions of buybacks, right? Right, not in this one, always. I'm not in that either. Campbell support, not good. Anyways, Thor actually lowered guidance, right? Kind of mixture. So, we're creeping our way towards earnings, right? Slow and steady, good place. June in a presidential election cycle is a strong month. July is the weak month. I'll say. Energy prices push yours on PPI lower, the real mortgage. Spain, France might oil up, getting gas up again, silver up, gold up. All of this stuff going on from a day-to-day basis is kind of, I don't know, look, I'm telling you right now, you should step aside. Okay, no one in their late, this is just, I know it's ageism, but no one in their mid-70s to late in your 80s should be a president of the United States. There should be age limits on this stuff. It's just ridiculous. You're so far removed generationally as well, anyways. But that's not a political statement. That's just a statement. And I think the same thing in Congress. Dear Lord, come on. Same thing. I'll even say the same thing with the Supreme Court. Okay, seriously, come on. Look, I'm in my late, you know what? And I'm telling you, no one should be doing that stuff. Americans have more investment income than ever. We know Israel and Hezbollah close a full-scale war. Yeah, that's a matter of time. $20 billion lawsuit that could break the NFL. New Texas Stock Exchange examined. Good luck with that. 80 years after D-Day, France examines the trauma of Allied bombings. Well, God bless, I don't know. Case against Elon Musk is 46 bucks. I don't know. Tell you. How will Trump's conviction affect election around? And says, who gives a shit? This is what makes America great outside the United States. People are watching. Nobody seems to care. I don't know. The whole thing, disgusting. Everything, totally disgusting. If I keep saying this, if I were 30, 40 years younger, I would not. I would be so out of this place. Trust me, I would not be here. My nephew's in Switzerland, happy as can be. He's got Europe as his playground, makes tons of money, has 3 months off. I mean, come on. Costless types of cybercrimes are investment. That's interesting. I did not know that. And then business email compromise. Kind of fascinating, right? Scams, fakes, abuses, generative AI scams, everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell Putin forever. Well, whatever. BJP dominates election polls but loses southern India. Oh, whatever. This guy's not falling. I don't know. This whole Musk thing they sold. I don't know. I'm not. I have to tell you, I'm not a big Musk fan. For me, look, his mouth keeps getting in the way. I guess is the way to put it. Okay, so Ewan, Canadian treasure, is talking about the Fed model in the 1980s. Oh no, but maybe. And that means we need to be on the lookout for rate tantrums. Up. What you got there, son?
Super cool.
It is super cool. That's a little crown. You want to say hi to my friends?
Hi.
Yeah, it's my oldest. What's up, Buttercup?
That's up on top.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me talk to him. That's done.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. Look, I can tell you for a fact, nobody wants to be known as for the Burns effect, okay, from the 1970s. But it was such a different, this whole thing is so freaking different. It's so complex, the world we live in. And if you basically have your head stuck in the clouds from like even 10 years ago, it's such a complex world we live in. It's just the speed in which things happen is just mind-blowing. Okay. Here's the Fed model. We have entered an era of fiscal dominance and sustained above target inflation. Those 2 factors could very well maintain upward pressure on the long-term premium. But why not? Okay, but what's wrong with that? Why is inflation? Look, I don't know. He's brilliant. I know. Twins, I agree with you. The problem is selfishness, self-absorbedness, okay? These politicians, okay, are misogynistic. The vast majority of them, okay? Even the females think, well, retire, okay? Look, you gotta just, the vast majority of them are wealthy. Get out of our lives. Let new blood in, good, bad, or indifferent. Let new blood in. I think there's going to be a contested convention. I keep saying this, nobody thinks I'm. There's going to be a contested convention. Okay? I mean, unfortunately, it won't happen on the Republican side, but I wish it would happen on the Republican side too. Just contest it. Do it. Come on. Anyways. Campbell soup, strong water. This is what Russell 2000 has been down by more than 10% from its all-time high, with 600 consecutive days. Okay, this is my bone to pick with Tommy Boy. You don't go shouting out 50%. Get everybody piling into the IWM, small caps, okay? That's that growth value type thing, okay? How does that work? Will someone explain it to me? How does that work? Oil down, rates down, VIX up, right? 3 straight ways without doing cash on the sidelines getting antsy, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Could be. Who knows? Okay. I got some QQQs today. I swung. Got some SPX I have also. That I swung. See, why not? Cheese is in severe deflation mode. Okay. Aldi's. I go to Aldi's. I love it. I'm just saying. I go all the time. This is where I shop. I cycle, CDE, core mining, whatever. Crowd reports earnings. Yeah, well, June 3rd, 8 hours ago. They bought this crowd dip with both hands. Yeah, they did, actually. Everyone was calling it a Ponzi scheme. Well, not so much now. Oh, I found him. I found my little SPP stock pattern pros. So super cool. So this is race. I don't give a shit about this Marathon Digital. Well, I'm back above 21. See what happens here. Be okay. Higher. Ma, higher. Going higher. Kind of cool. I like it. I like that stuff. Look, I'm like, look, I told you I bought Viking Cruise, VIK. Um, and I did it on the IPO on there. It's nice. Okay. My brother's huge, huge. Goes like 2 to 3 cruises a year. Viking is the only one he uses, goes on, just so you know. And he's been uncodable. He has a raw equipment. He doesn't like the fact that Viking doesn't give you any, some of these will, if you're an investor, give you discounts. Viking does not. But whatever, I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, I know. I know. But this is kind of fascinating. This is SPY TLT. Oh no. I mean, but this I can tell you, look, it can ride around here for years. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Bye, Tommy. So what Tommy said, inflation, jobs, cooling. Cautious, 6%. Dry powder, 6 trillion cash. Okay, there you go. He's talking his book. He's walking the walk, talking the talk. He said, what did he say? 5,500 in the SPX? I don't remember. I mean, whatever. God bless his little heart. It's hard to say. God bless his little heart. Oh, no. So he doesn't. Jolt status shows the openings rate high, rate and quit rate are all lower today. The pandemic hit a time when the entire treasury curve. This is really yeah, whatever. No way, I agree. This is what caused things to go higher, guys. $887 million went into Bitcoin ETFs yesterday. What the hell? That's why it went up. And I once again am saying, what the hell is going on? Just saying. So look. Yeah. We talked about this. I think this is really important. U.S. interest expense since 1970. Well, okay, who amongst us? Okay, let's, I'll say this again. make these billionaires pay a little bit of taxes. $100 million or more, make them pay some taxes. $50 million or more, make them pay some taxes. I don't mind. You know, my father told me, I know, it's heresy. Be thankful you pay. This is the greatest generation, okay? This is how they thought. Be thankful you pay taxes. That means you make money. When a Warren Buffett doesn't pay any taxes, hang your head in shame. That's all I have to say. Close some of these loopholes, okay? Make them pay a little bit. 1% tax on a billionaire. Anyways, don't get me started. There's plenty of ways to do that. Just fix the loopholes. Make people pay what they should pay. I told you that during with the quantitative easing, I sat down with the guy who was a bishop in one of his, I don't know what it, high up in the church or whatever. Okay. He said he made a killing. I said, what the hell are you talking about? He said, yeah. He said, well, they gave it away. I basically opened up these offices for these doctors, put a table in it, and I made, $15 million because they were doing it. And the doctors made a hell of a lot more because they were doing it. So I said to him, from a moral and ethical point of view, is that not reprehensible? He said, well, the government also gave it to me. Whatever. Just saying, whatever. This is the difference. Somewhere along the line, moral and ethics should enter into the equation, but never does. It hasn't in years, right? Anyways, that's my story, morning. I got my soapbox. But I know I'm going to get DMs. So how do you say such a thing? I'm saying, climate says the research on being like is a bad sign. Well, yeah, okay. Berkshire Hathaway purchased it, but someone said they actually got filled on Berkshire Hathaway on that dip. That I don't know how that was honored, to be honest with you, but it was like a crazy, like it's 600 something. That whatever that was. Manage 100 trillion yen in public funds. Bank of America thinks the Bank of Canada will cut rates. Plus it's little hard. But what are you teaching us today? The ultimate list of investing questions. I love this. Educate yourself. Okay, so this is the construct. A dollar's worth purchasing power. Yeah, okay. Inflation. That's all I'm saying. If there has to be someone out there, and I'm the one in this room, okay, who basically likes to say, from a moral and ethical standpoint, that's wrong. I'm the one who likes to come out and say that. Because somewhere along the line, we as individuals, if you don't have a moral and ethical compass, and that's the problem, there's no moral and ethical compass. Just saying. Wildfires, we went back to that again, USG stockpile. Talking about that. Mobile data. Okay, what do we got? And then SMS orders. That's why it's up today. 753%. Networking through military momentum. You hear me? You hear me? Google, really? Okay, so this is kind of cool. I think Google will be up more, but I mean, they seriously, really, if it was a CEO, but seriously, CFO, whatever. I'm not worried about that. Right? Let's see what's going on overseas. The young little fella, China offer low down record amount of US trade. The first quarter, China continued to load up gold. Middle East continued closer to the country to bucks as the country continues to gold, 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 gold. Cheap spend their lives fearing the world falling to be slaughtered by the shepherd. All right. The task of those in control is to create worlds so you fear God. I know who are the monkey pickers. Anyways, snows behinds. It's very rigged. Anyways, they always, but you know what? This game, it just keeps rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. What do we got? Gold's bull market so far this year has been driven by Eastern buying in Chinese. Well, that's no duh. Okay. Built for rent. Okay, so a lot of this is going on here. I don't think a lot of people appreciate this in terms of housing and stuff like that. How much of it is actually being built to rent? It's kind of interesting. Regional share of built to rent among all single family. The Midwest, Northeast, but the Midwest definitely. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Anyways. What else we got? NASDAQ earnings revisions continue meaningful outpace small cap revisions. Like I say, NASDAQ, S&P, small cap. When half of your index doesn't make money, why? How, Tommy? How? Why, Tommy? How, Tommy? Short interest, 1.75. Okay. Isn't that crazy? Oh, we haven't looked at iWeek lately. See what he's saying. Up 10.8%. The average election year is 11.3%. So close. Right? There you go. That's all you need to know. Clinton was 23%. Roosevelt, Obama, Trump, 12%, 16%. See what Ann has to say. I don't post a lot. There's one real time, but she's talking about sorry, honey, I gotta see what I has to say. Let's see what old friend I has to say. Anything new for me, dude? Trooping of the Goats, that's Denmark's Constitution Day. Trooping of the Goats. 1999.com bubble was so cute. I know anything about Jasmine. Jazz hands? What do you got to say for yourself, Neil, BYD? Including we're allowed to proceed with a pilot program to test the production vehicles for medium to high levels of automation. Okay. What do we got? There you go. How much you think they're paying this guy? Details NASH effects of weight loss drug. Deer cuts production jobs. Prices are falling after supply cuts. Well, it's seasonality, that's why. Psychedelic drugs. Stocks fall as FDA pill rejects MDMA. What do we got? PayPal. Interesting. 5 million. 62.5 in the money. Replacement. Likely. Salesforce. 5 million. So notice 5 million. 5 million. 2.7 million. Someone was busy yesterday. Apple. All right, we'll see. Someone bought some QQQ puts. TL2 calls. TQQQ. Intel 2.1 million. It came through, right? Insider. Wait, someone's taking profits on corporate. TEL. Right? All right, let's see what our friends are doing. Upgrades. Summertime, 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 summertime. Wait, Sam, Boston Beer, ABBV, code. Downgrades. 1. RMD. South. Okay. And initiations. ODFL, that's a neutral, interesting. Ultimately, Jazz got one too. From Goldman Sachs, that should get a jiggy going on. Jazz hands, right? LB, twist and shout. I'm in this twist and shout. Almost 50% on it. This was a this twist was a Banyan Hill. I sold 3/4 of it. You know, still got it. EBGL, interesting, 52%. God bless. Okay, so I was thinking, okay, so healthcare. We're talking about healthcare. Believe it or not, in the presidential election cycle, we're actually entering May to August is actually bullish in the presidential cycle. Believe it or not, to say 5 out of 6. I don't have a lot of data. It's 25 years. Just saying. But I got Charles River, Equinix, QBA, Dexcom, Tesla, EIA, MSCI, yada, yada, yada. Melbourne, Marriott, not so good. And Supply, not so good. ExxonMobil, like I said, negative seasonality. Volkswagen. Let's see. All right, so quiet period starts. Nothing's going to happen, obviously, July. We go off in August, so let's look at September. We're still banking on this one cut now. Okay. And then basically, so the thing is, if they do cut, I think it's inflationary. All right, so there was a bearish divergence in the NASDAQ. Okay, what does it mean? If you go back in time in 1991, really nothing, a nothing burger. And then if you go out 6 months, 12 months, it doesn't matter, it's bullish. Don't forget, year 2 to 6 in a decade are the strongest periods. Right? Take a look at the fear and greed model here, coming down. Beautiful. Right, wall of worry, and we're going higher. Right? This is where, once again, social media, talking heads, everybody gets all twisted up. Right? It's just feeling fascinating. So we had the reset, 10-day, 50-day, yada, yada, yada. The divergence between the oscillator and summation is notable, but you see overseas the summation, all that's coming in. You can see here, wall of worry, a lot of that is overseas and oil and stuff like that. India, and the other bonds, right? And you see why. This is soybeans, bonds, right? All in all, nothing. Right? Okay. Utilities, energy, 5-year, 9-year, copper, some staples, defensive needs, right? Lower rates, right? Consumer discretionary, utilities continue, right? Argentina, don't cry for me. And then Switzerland, top dog. Switzerland, New Zealand, Malaysia, Japan, all top dogs. Right? Silver, coming in, corn, yeah, Canadian dollar, yada yada. And then you see here, Neogen, carnival corn, FMC. So you can see here it's all sloppy choppy. Then we have this and this. So in totality, it's, like 60-40. But like I say, if you overlay a presidential election cycle, June's very strong seasonality. That's the story morning one. Okay, stock bounce. Don't like this. This inversion keeps steepening. Nobody's saying anything. It's kind of just gives me a little bit of the yips, right? Here's the 10-year, and then the UK and everybody else in Australia. Vincent Philip, I just want Facebook to put that. All right, let's take a look. What's going on in Europe? They continue to draw down. Here's the 2.5. Even the 2.5 is starting to. I'm just not happy about this stuff. Nothing going on in the 5.10, pretty stable. There's the 5.30, that's pretty stable too. But let's look at the 2.10, right? I'll do the 3-month 10 first, right? Coming down. Don't like this. Don't like this look. And then basically we've got the 2.10, right? Oh, glasses. This I don't like this. I like to say this inversion, I'm not happy about this. And this, this is a problem. It's a problem. Chinese, who cares? Germany, top end of the quadrant, looks like it's come back in, but dollar, cares? Cryptos, up. That volume was really quite something. Commodities, like gold, silver up, right? Platinum down. So yesterday it was like 90% red, and today it looks like it's 50-50. US up, 2468. There we go. It's down, DAX up, CAC up, cut rates coming, right? UK up, turn it down, Nifty, ridiculous. The overreaction is really remarkable sometimes. DAX, hang it in. It's just hanging in. That's hanging in. This is the problem when you get into these upper quadrants, the patience it takes for confirmation. I think that's the hardest thing to teach, especially for new traders, is patience. I mean, really being serious about this is patience. It's the hardest things. Hardest thing. Backside, the drill, failure. This is the one I like, QQQ, CQQ, looks like it's going to curl up there. That's pretty looking. We wanted to. Broke that little downtrend there on the monthly, right? That's monthly, so greatest there's Bob. But this is dead money. If you're going to do anything, it's PD. That's all I have to say. Okay. That's Tesla, Microsoft. I don't care about that one. Let's go to this one, XLP. Okay. No, right? Why not? Still in that upper quadrant, guys. See if we can break out. See, we'll see. See, knocking on the door. Good. All right, P&G breaking out. Like I say, it's not sexy, but it's making money, you know? This is a multi-year potential breakout. Not sexy, I know, but you know, just saying. Costco, you know I'm in love with Costco. So anyways, the extension gets it up to here. 860s, right? Just, I mean, this is like a legacy thing, right? You know that, right? KO, even Coke, right? Pepsi, not so much. Right? Philip Morris, Walmart, love it. Team Walmart, bought when nobody wanted to buy. Team Walmart, love it. PTI, now this is the one that I'm in as a divvy. Doesn't have to do a damn thing. Just sit there. Just literally sit there and pay 10%. That's all I have to say. Sit there and pay 10%. Estee Lauder, stick peek, that's ugly looking. Here's the SPY against the XLP. You wouldn't have thought this. It's hanging in there, but kind of interesting. Didn't break out. Red flag. QQQ, XLP, same thing, right? Red flag. Right? Hold a second, guys. Sorry. Anyways, so you wouldn't have thought this, right? So this is this construct, right, that we've been talking about, gross value, right? I'm just saying, right? Well, IWM, you can see this. Clearly being long XLP and short IWM has been working, right? XLP, XLY, even XLP is gaining on XLY. Once again, we're talking about this whole construct of rebalancing, right? And this is what it's showing us, that there is a rebalance going on right now. XLP, XLK, not so much, as you can see, right? But even then, you would think, right? We should be down here, right? But we're not. Bang, right? XLP is hanging its line in there. So this is, you know, this is telling us what we know to be true, right? And what we know to be true is, right, that rebalancing, changing from certain tech stuff.
Alrighty, back ready to pop on whatever here. Thanks so much, guys. Morning, what's going on? We just pop up the screen share here. Get right into it. If you guys are new to chat, already done so, make sure to click on that Discord link that's emailed. So you're gonna pop in the chat. It's gonna look something a little bit like this. First, you already go to when you guys do pop in, disclaimer section, click on that, give it a read, as well as go to the new to chat information section, scroll from the very top of that section. You got a link to the disclaimer, as well as the spoiler Discord section. Super important to understand both in regards to risk reward, most important rational trading, so definitely worth checking out there in that regard. T scroll down, we have the summary of how this chat works, breaks all the channels work on the left-hand side, so you can properly navigate the chat for the day. Important to you already be looking. Continue to scroll down, you have any of the small, sorry, you have how to read alerts on the opposite deck from the guy's side. Bring down how to read alerts on both sides, pretty straightforward in that regard. Spartan options rolls right below that. And we use Monday to Thursday in regards to controlling risk, scaling in, scaling out, trading different price contract, etc., etc. Below this, we got the we got the SPX rules that we use every single day. The SPX section, below that, any small account less than 10K, break them down. If you deal with smaller account less than 10K, so rules, information, discipline you can put in place, you can better manage your account. And then how to pick ideas from an option direct perspective below that. All right, people are continuing on watch. Let's see what we got going on today, guys. Tesla, NVIDIA, MDGL, Crowd, HPE, and ASNS. So Tesla gapping up and with the market. So is NVIDIA, MDGL stock declined after an analyst downgrades, saying risks in phase 3 trials and FDA timeline uncertainty for Resdifra and treating NASH. Crowd gapping up on earnings, HPE gapping up on earnings, and ASNS. New orders to supply through military bases with cyber hardened network technology continues momentum with the US military gapping up on that. Let's take a look at these names from a technical standpoint intraday. First two we're looking at, guys, is going to be that Tesla and NVIDIA. So without the NVIDIA's Tesla, here we go. Coming off lows a little bit, get a slight little gap up on the name sympathy at the market. Pivot going to be 174.88 level holds 177, 179.85, unable to hold 172, 77 to 176, sorry, 170.86 on the downside, leaning bullish. Downtrend test coming in here for a continuation push higher. It's Tesla. Let's take a look at the video. Let's get everything we need here. Okay. Pivot to the upside today, 1176, level holds 1186, 1205, unable to hold 1165, 1158, downside leaning bullshit. We're looking for continuation push higher. Let's go look at the chart there. So that's in the video. Let's take a look at NUGL and Crowd. 219.04 pivot level holds towards 227. The 238, unable to hold 210, 261 downside, leading on the bearish neutral side there today, looking for continuation lower if the pivot point is unable to hold. That is NVGL. Let's take a look at crowd here. Through 2975 pivot level hold 352.27, 366, unable to hold 328.45, 319.60 downside leading bullish neutral there as well. Looking for a continuation push higher. And NVGL, I think I said bearish neutral, but yeah, if I didn't, bearish neutral on that for sure. NVGL crowd. Let's take a look at the next two guys, HP and ASNS. Which this ASNS actually reminds me a lot of C by BCF because they do and have government contracts. So kind of a similar situation. I mean, obviously this one just got a lot of traction, so it's notable, but no reason why that one can't be there. All right, 2005 pivot, 2117 to 2241. Unable to hold, we look for a pullback on HPE to 1893, 1810. Going to be leaning bullish, looking for a continuation push higher. Signal to this ASNS. Yeah, what a move, eh? Pivot to the upside today, 385 level holds, 442, $5 to 557 or 559. Unable to hold 337, 284, 245 downside leading bullish, looking for a continuation push higher if the pivot point is able to hold. That's ASNS and that's HP. All right, next two guys. Or no, sorry, not next two. The next name, Spine the Fang. All right, 529. 29 pivot to the upside today. Levels unable to hold. We got room towards 528.04 to 526.71. Able to hold 530.90 to 531.80 on the upside. Going to be leaning bullish, looking for a continuation push higher. Still think we got to retest that head and shoulders on the daily for continuation. Sorry, until we see some more continuation. So head and shoulders, I think magnet right now on the upside. That's the spy. Let's take a look at the rest of the thing. All right, 195.37 level holds, 196.18, 196.91. I need to hold 194.47, 193.65 downside leading bullish neutral on Apple. Let's take a look at Amazon. 180.57 pivot, level holds, 181.91, sir, 181.99, 183.47. Unable to hold 178.27 to the 176.04 on the downside, leading bullish, looking for a continuation push higher, the pivot points able to hold. At 6:20.26, guys, pivot on Netflix, level hold 638.75, 648.14. Unable to hold, we're going to look for a pullback into the 616.46 to 607.94 on the downside, leading bullish neutral at the pivot points, able to hold there today on Netflix. Let's take a look at Meta. Then I'll pass it over to Sophie. Meta. Alrighty. And this thing, like I said, I think it actually gets a breakout this week. I was looking at it yesterday. Volume looked good. Chart actually seems like we can push higher. So we'll see that. It's there. But 477.39 pivot level holds 43.03 to 492. Unable to hold 472.79, 466.93 upside, leaning bullish neutral. That is Meta. All right. Gonna pass it over to South Beach, guys. South Beach, she's all yours.
Okay, guys. All right. Technicals. SPYs look good. EMA support daily, weekly. No reason to get off the train. Qs pretty much the same. Okay. They held the 50 a week ago, bounced right back into EMA support, and they have the support, EMA support also on the weekly. So that looks good as well. Let's go to the Russell. Okay, less good because it really doesn't make much movement. But yesterday was a really crummy day. It broke the 50 on the daily. I'm neutral on this average. It does have EMA support, but it's been sideways and it lost support on the weekly. So I'm less inclined to like this particular chart. And transports, once again, yesterday had a shit day. This I have an outright sell on. Daily looks terrible, no EMA support. You got the 10-17 cross on the weekly, 2 Mondays in a row. Maybe it holds this, whatever it is, the 100-week moving average, but it looks like shit, and I wouldn't touch it. Okay, leading indicator of less importance than it used to be. We've gone over this a bunch of times. It's not like the old days, okay, that you have to transport things by truck and stuff. There's a lot of IP out there. There's a lot of other things that, you know, change the dynamics quite a bit. Okay, so that's the transports. Let's look at, we had some numbers out this morning. We had this ADP employment number, 152 to 170 from 175, what they were looking for. So job growth was worse than expectations, which in the scheme of things is kind of sort of what we're hoping for. And we have that big number on Friday, right? We have the unemployment numbers, 8:30 Friday. So, you know, this one is just a prelude to that. We'll see how that plays out. And that's the story with that. Okay, so let's look at where things stand after those numbers came out. Okay, let's see if the bond market's moving much. Bond market's pretty much unchanged. The 10-year was up a little bit, meaning the yield was a little higher. And the yield is slightly lower now. So it's 432 minus 0.016 on the day. It got up to what, 475 or so in late to mid-April. Then it bounced back and now it's looking, this sitting right at the support level between here and 4.25. So I think it's going to kind of hang out there. We'll see what the number brings on Friday. But I think pushing down the long end ain't going to be easy with 34 trillion in debt. And Yes, bonds didn't move on it moved slightly, Twins. It was up slightly when I looked earlier this morning, and now they're down slightly, but the movement is very tame. Basically flat in London, and the bonds are basically flat in the Eurozone as well. Okay, so that's the bond market. Let's look at commodities. So you have oil bouncing back slightly today. We'll discuss oil in a minute, but this is no surprise after we can discuss it now. So OPEC came out the other day, right? And they said something to the effect that they're going to let what was the phrase they used? Basically, they were saying guys who cut back by choice, okay, not by you're going to produce X or more. They went above and beyond. Those things are going to come off in the next 12 months. So basically, there'll be more on the market, more oil. And so that's why you're seeing weakness in the oil market. Okay, so I think they called it, I wrote it down somewhere. They used some kind of phrase, but basically the concept is what I'm saying. All those guys who cut back more than they were supposed to, that's going to come off. So little weakness in oil. Now it's back to that 70-80 trading range. And so 70 I'm bullish, below 80 I'm bearish, that kind of thing. Whatever. Anyway, it's in a trading range nonetheless. So that's oil. So today it's up a little bit. Natural gas has come off a little bit, but it's, I think the point of least resistance here is clearly up. Gold has been tremendous. It's kind of had a little sideways action lately, but it's pretty much holding that gain, and that's important. Copper went 4 to 5.5 in a hurry, and now it retraced a little bit, but I think it still looks long-term pretty good. And these other agricultural commodities are all in basically their own trading ranges. Currency-wise, currencies have been pretty quiet. Dollar's down a little bit against North America, up against the yen, up a little against China, and pretty much flat against the euro currencies, which haven't moved in a while. Crypto's been hot. It's up another 0.5 point on Bitcoin, same on Ethereum. Solana's up 2.5, and let's look at the foreign markets. Okay, we got the FTSE up 0.5%, DAX up 1%. We got Nikkei down 1%, China's down about 1%, Hong Kong's flat, Taiwan's up 0.6, and that Indian market, which was down 6% yesterday, is up 1% today. So there's your backdrop, okay? So we got the banks and Fed, they're in a quiet period, and we have that number on Friday, and that's really it for these guys. China and Russia we'll discuss in a moment. Not a whole lot going on with either, quite frankly. It's kind of quiet over there. Ukraine, Russia continues the same way. Ukraine using US weapons to bomb inside Russia. They're throwing, the typical shit we've been seeing for months and months. Okay, crypto, we discussed Mr. Market yesterday. I thought it was too choppy for me, guys. That I don't like that kind of tape. You had a little bit of a move at the end of the day. Dow was up 140, SPYs were kind of flattish, NASDAQ was up 50, and transports were down 136. Best groups were Bitcoin and drugs. Worst groups were banks, materials, big oil and gas, gold and silver, and insurance. Okay, what's working? Semis are working. They continue to push. They look great again this morning. Looks like they're being led by, what's it called? The Clacks of the world, AMATs. Those stocks. They got a little bit of an upgrade also, which we'll talk about in a minute. All right. So what's going on in the news? You got Biden trying to execute this immigration policy, aiming to close that southern border. I think it's a little ironic that right before the election, all of a sudden he gets religion on the southern border. Politics, very dirty game. Okay, these guys are as dirty as the day is long. And I'm not talking about Biden, I'm talking about politics. Democrat, Republican, they're dirty, dirty guys. Okay, and that's how they play. The only thing that matters to them is staying in power. Wall Street Journal did a little bit of a hatchet job on Biden, saying that he goes to extremes to appease Tehran. They don't really get what that's all about. This atomic IAEA. They're trying to cite the fact that Iran is producing, what's it called? Uranium, the bomb enriched uranium. And the US is trying to prod their allies not to say anything. They're going on their own and saying something, so they don't really get what the motivation is there. And then that thing with when their president died, I mean, like a moment of silence for this guy. They, basically that was the gist of the Wall Street Journal article. Okay. What else do we got? Green Thumb. They're a cannabis provider. They're trying to merge with Boston Beer, or say they want to merge with Boston Beer. I think they were upgrade from sell to equal weight. Yeah, they were at Morgan Stanley today. Okay, Stifel. I think they have a pretty good macro guy there, market guy, strategist. He's calling for a 10% correction by the end of September. We'll see. Intel has this plant in Ireland, and Apollo's paying $11 billion for a 49% stake in that plant. Monsanto, they had this Roundup lawsuit. The payout was slashed from $2.25 billion to $400 million, and they're owned by, if I'm not mistaken, they're owned by Bayer, right? Is that right? In Germany. So they were sold. That was a really bad purchase on their part. NBA is nearing a deal, 11-year deal with NBC, Amazon, ESPN for $76 billion. Citadel is out saying Miami will be the new financial center of the US, replacing New York. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. And they're pumping money into a new stock exchange called the Texas Stock Exchange, 120 million. Citadel and BlackRock are the leading investors in that particular venture, and they're looking to compete with the new NYSE. I think for us, anytime you get more liquidity, it's good for us. Okay, and the more competition, the better the liquidity, the tighter the spreads, etc. U.S. prosecutors are probing global hacking for hire. AstraZeneca CEO says she thinks revenues can double by 2030. This, what's his name? Roaring Kitty. There's a whole bunch of articles on him, how he took $53,000 and turned it into 300 million since 2019. That's pretty special, no matter how he did it. So we talked about OPEC, right? Tesla, Guggenheim is saying that the stock can drop 30% from here, as people are not buying into this autonomous driving concept that they're pushing. And you've got, what's his name out there today? His biggest fan, Ron Barron, saying that he should get his 50 whatever something $billion pay package. And I think that's going to a vote. It has gone to a vote, and I think the deadline is coming up any day now, right? We'll see how that plays out. He'll probably get the money, but I wonder if he didn't, what he would do about it. WBD, Warner Brothers raised prices for their streaming service, and they're moving forward with a package. They're packaging with Hulu. Super Rich, one city that they're moving most of their money into, Dubai. Anglo American is divesting De Beers. I mean, diamonds just aren't selling like they used to. There's lab grown diamonds that are basically all over the place now, and people aren't spending for the real ones, and they're divesting De Beers. What else we got here? Musk had those NVIDIA chips, and he's saying they were reserved for Tesla. He's saying give them to X and XAI. And Amazon is being hit with a U.S. labor union, so trying to start, you know, getting Amazon employees to join the Teamsters. So that's that one. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. Bonita Springs. Oh, that's on the West Coast, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so gapping up this morning on earnings, we got the HPE and Stitch Fix. Crowd, that was, last night you could have bought all you wanted down 3 to 5 points from a good amount of time. And I walked in this morning and saw it up 30. I said, whoa, they really had that wrong until I guess after the conference call. GWRE had earnings. That stock is gapped up. VRNT, Land's End, Unify, Ollie's Basement. Announces executive transition plan there. RevG and Campbell's Pork and Beans was good also. It looks like the consumer non-durables are pulling on the strength of high beta stocks pushing. So looks like it's going to be a tech day out of the gate. What else we got? CLLS, positive orphan drug designation. I thought this was really interesting, guys. You know that 3Ds, they do that printing, 3D printing. They're going into, I don't know why they're not in this to begin with, but they're going into the digital dentistry market. They got a $250 million contract for clear aligners. Makes a lot of sense. This could be a really good business for these guys. I thought that was the most interesting thing I read today. How much is this stock up? 38 cents. This might be worth a shot. ACET, FDA granted fast track designation on that one. ABUS, they had positive PR as well. AMBC, sell its legacy financial business for $420 million in cash to Oaktree. ESTA, providing data devices and radiological health update. It's a positive. ALT had positive PR. APO, I told you they're buying that 49% interest in the JV with Intel for $11 billion. Denny's stock trading plan. TCOM is doing a convert, 1.3 billion. So that'll be about 600-700 million in shorts that are going to come into this thing. MNKD had a positive study. VIR, positive study there as well. ASNS got an order from the U.S. military for 3 of their bases. That stock's gapping hard on that one. Momentum names, CCM, MFI, and BRNS. And MITQ also got a military contract. Okay. Short, SPHW, Dollar Tree, PVH, THO, MindMed, negative news on these passing these kind of drugs. So MindMed is down. It was a Lykos Therapeutics story. And so that Cybin kind of stock is in that way. MindMed, et cetera, et cetera. Any other thing on the short side? Momentum names, the Sober Health. That's really it. Yext is cutting their workforce. Not much there. Look, the tech looks good. If tech's going to be good, then you're going to have softness in consumer non-durables for sure. We'll see if the techs can hold. That's been really the play. All right. And they're gapping up today. So what do? I think you wait. You don't chase and you see how it plays out. Do they hold? Do they not hold? Yesterday, I think market opened down pretty good and showed a lot of resiliency, to be frank. Okay. So I think the setup isn't so bad on the long side. I like tech, but I'm not so keen on Russell, and I'm definitely not keen on the transports. So that's where I stand, and we'll see how they shape up today. And that's it for me. I'm going to pass it to Spartan, and that's it. Spartan, it's all yours. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, South Beach. Guys, morning, what's up? What's going on? So if you guys are new to chat, have you done so, make sure to click on that Discord link that's emailed to you. Pop into chat. Pop in chat. It's going to look something a little bit like this. First area to go to when you guys do come in, click on that disclaimer section, give it a read, as well as go to the new to chat information section, scroll to the very, very top. Top of that section, you got a link to the disclaimer, as well as this bolded risk reward section. Super important to understand both. In regards to risk reward, guys, most support racial trading, so definitely worth checking that out, going through that section, understanding how it works. I have risk reward calculators in there, so you can actually calculate risk reward on the go within seconds. not even seconds, like half a second. You just literally enter the price of the stock you're trading once you enter your risk reward. So I'm trying to give you all the tools you guys need to use to control risk. So definitely check it out. That continue to scroll down. We have the summary of how this chat works, breaks all the channels work on the left-hand side. So you can probably navigate the chat for the day. That is important so you know where to be looking. Continue to scroll down. We have the how to alerts on the options and equity side, breaking down how to read alerts on both sides. Again, pretty straightforward in that regard there. Below this, we have the options rules that we like to use Monday to Thursday in regards to controlling risk, scaling in, scaling out, trading price contracts, etc., etc. To continue to scroll down, we have the SPX rules that we like to use every single day. The SPX ideas. Below that, and in a small account less than 10K, breaking down if you do a smaller account less than 10K, some rules, information, discipline you can put in place to better manage your account. And then last but not least, how to pick ideas from an options or equity perspective by overlaying your own criteria on top of those ideas. So you're left with only things that do make sense for you and your account. Let's take a look at what we got going on today. So, yeah. Let's move this back over here. All right. So pre-market tickers on watch. What do we got? So everything's posted there, guys. If you guys are watching the YouTube stream, you can simply just pause and read this. That. Read this. Obviously, all the charts are there. All right, so Tesla, NVIDIA, MDGL, Crowd, HBE, ASNS. So Tesla gapping up super the market, same with NVIDIA, MDGL stock decline after analysts downgrade setting risks in phase 3 trials in an FDA timeline uncertainty. Crowd gapping up on earnings, HBE gapping up on earnings, and ASNS receives new orders to supply 3 military bases, and it's gapping up. So let's take a look at the daily charts. Sorry, let's take a look at these names from a technical standpoint. Intraday, first two we're looking at, guys, going to be Tesla and NVIDIA. The Tesla 174.88 level holds 177, 179.85, unable to hold 172.77 to 170.68 downside, leading bullshit roll to 50 points, able to hold there. Could have some room for continuation. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA 1176 level holds 1186, 1205, unable to hold 1165, 1158 downside, leading bullish neutral there as well, looking for a continuation push higher. If that pivot point can hold, you know, nice break to all-time highs. She's got more room to go, guys. MDGL, Crowd. MDGL 219.04 level holds 227.75, 238.36, unable to hold 210.13, 261 downside, leaning bullish. Leaning bearish neutral, looking for continuation lower there. Crowd pivot upside. I guess it doesn't want to show me today. 339.75 level hold 352.57, 366, unable to hold 328.45, 319.60, leaning bullish neutral. HBE and ASNS. HPE guys pivot to the upside today. Going to be 2005 level holds 2117, 2241. I have to hold 1893 to 1810. Leaning bullish neutral. ASNS 385 level holds 444, $5. Unable to hold 335, 286 downside, leaning bullish neutral there as well. $529.29 pivots for the upside today, my opinion. This level holds room higher into the 530.90 resistance breaks. We see the 5. You see the 531.80 level tested. Pivot, unable to hold. Room lower into the 528.04 support. breaks, we see the 52671 tested. Being bullish. Neutral on that. Let's take a look at the rest of the thing here. Take a look at Apple, 195.37, level holds 196.18, 196.91. Unable to hold 193.65 and 192.55 on the downside, leaning bullish neutral. Let's take a look at Amazon, 180.57. Pushes 181.91, 183.47. Unable to hold 178.27, 176.04. Going to be leaning bullish neutral there as well. If the pivot point to be reclaimed. Netflix pivot 828.26, level holds 638.75, 648.14, unable to hold 616.46 to 607.94. Going to be leaning bullish neutral there as well. If the pivot can be reclaimed. 477.39, level holds 483.03, 492.02, unable to hold 472.79, 466.93, downside leaning bullish neutral. 174.41, level holds 175.78, 178.72, unable to hold 171.89, 169.54, downside leaning bullish neutral. Let's take a look at the VIX Qs and IWM. VIX 1289, level holds 1333, 1380, unable to hold 1236, 1187, downside. QQQs 455.38, level holds 458.05, 460.50, unable to hold 451.85, 449.61, downside. Meaning bullish neutral there than the SPX. 55300, level holds 5320, level breaks 5343, unable to hold 5273, 5250, downside, meaning bullish neutral there as well. Alrighty, so that is that. Alrighty, so if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to reach out. Let's go through it.